Between us, and you act cool with your indifference. But I think I know you better than that. I owe you apology, and I'm missing synchronicity. So if you can make peace with me, we can take it from there. 'Cause Cause that night it brought you to me, and the dawnlight is way pretty, and we try count the city stars, just to realize how small we are. Do you know what you did to me? As we walk down the steps to leave, get your fingers wrapped, push my sleeve, and I lose my breath instantly. Yes,
All right, shalom to elect Israel, to the whole collective Israeli Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, foreign Israelites, that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. Want to give all praise to Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash, name of the Heavenly Father. Everybody ignorantly calls God his true name in the ancient Hebrew, which is in the Rawchaa and Qadash. His true name is Yahawah. Bahasham means in the name of Yahawashi is the Holy One of Israel. Everybody ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, the so-called Negro from the tribe of Judah, slain at the foundation of the salvation, the elect of Israel. Then you got 2/3 of the wicked Israelites here in America, Babylon the Great, and the other wicked Israelites scattered across the four corners of the earth that'll come back to the loins of the elect after the destruction. The Qadash is the Holy Spirit that has been bestowed upon the men. The Heavenly Father gave his only begotten Son out of the world to complete this work. So we always want to give double honors to us and apostles, great millstone, let us all to this truth. been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect, to the hopeful elect. Lord, willing me part of that number, Lord, and this be able to find those who fear the name of the Lord, striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah 3:5, it is not slack. 2 Peter 3:9 is unto a ring. 2 Peter chapter 5, verse 42. Shalom, now you sincere believers out there tuning in, hearing on after Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash, Barak, Atham. And, I've been just kind of collecting a lot of different, points on this lesson last, 3-4 days or whatever. And we're going to go ahead and get into it. Let me get over here. And we're going to start off with a precept before we get into this. And, the title is, she either going to choose faithfully or be sorry in that day. We're going to go over a couple things. We're going to start out straight to the point, which is going to go into this. And then, because Apostle Rawchaa just did, a short lesson to explain, why, us as men of the Lord, we say particular things that we do because, it's order, and, a lot of brothers in GMS, especially elders and, all the sincere brothers, a lot of things apostles don't really got to tell us because we just, we already know. That's why we be saying it. And then later on, they'll come out and say the same thing we're saying because we know how, we know what order is. There's a lot of stuff that, is just off instinct. So we're going to start right here. And, it's scriptural why they do what they do and why they say what they say. They don't just be saying stuff, but we're going to go into it scripturally, and we're going to go into some other points. But let me go here in the blue letter. I'm going to show a couple other things. We're going to have a couple particular topics going into, the circumstances dealing with, your purpose coming into this truth. So it's 1 Timothy. It's messing up. Going slow. So this says 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 5. It says, for there is one power, right, which is Yahawah. He has a son, Yahawashi, and one mediator between the Most High and men, the man, Hamashiach, which they say Christ. We say Hamashiach, which means the anointed. It's talking about Yahawashi. So it says the man Hamashiach, Yahawashi. You got the church, the Christians, they try to act like that, like that's the Messiah's last name. It just means anointed. Okay. His name is Yahawashi. Okay, that's how you say it in the ancient Hebrew, the Lashwan Qadash. Okay, and it says who gave himself a ransom for all to be testified in due time. But he's only really talking about the elect in this situation, because it wouldn't make sense if he did it for everybody if it said he was going to come as a thief in the night. If he's going to come in the thief in the night, that means some people are going to get caught off guard, which means that he wanted them to. Okay, that's why when you go to Isaiah, it talks about he put a lot of our people in a deep sleep that they cannot understand instruction. So we're going to go into this word mediator, and then we're going to listen to what Apostle Rawchaa said, and then we're going to give a couple precepts, and then we're going to go into a couple more points. Because, there's specific reasons why, for new people who coming in, especially you women, who want to repent. There is a order on how you do that. You don't just come in any kind of way. And you want to be able to prepare yourself to basically find your mediator, because you're not getting out of here without one of us. Okay? So we're going to go into that in a second, but the word mediator in the
Strong's
Greek,
G 3316, Mesites. Mesites.
right? One who intervenes between two, either in order to make or restore peace and friendship. So for you to obtain peace and friendship with Yahawashi, you have to basically be our property, one of ours. You're going to have to be wife to one of us. And it's not going to be you running shit. We're going to be running it. That's the order, So going into that, to make peace and friendship with Yahawashi, you must talk to your mediator. So if we don't like you, if all the brothers just be like, nah, you don't got one brother that says they'll take you in, you're through. That's what you're getting into. That's what you need to understand. So to form a compact, or for a ratifying a covenant. What does it mean to ratify something? And we know that there's widows, so we ain't talking about widows. We're talking about women who are of marriageable age. You trying to claim that you love the Lord so much, you ready to serve him. You need to understand what that means. That means serving one of us. If you just sit there all day and just talk about, I'm a hopeful late woman, and you don't ever get to a point where you are with a man of the Lord, then you failed your oath. That is part of your oath. Okay? You have a duty, just like us. We're not going to be perfect. It's not going to be easy, but this is what the Lord's telling us to do. Ratify, sign, or give a formal consent.
Ratify.
A treaty, a contract, or agreement, making it officially valid. You're going to have to do that with one of us, and it's going to be through your actions and your servitude to one man in this truth, one of these brothers that are doing what? They're helping the brotherhood. Okay? Because that's one of the commandments of the Lord too, to love the brotherhood. So you're an intercessor. So we're your intercessor, arbitrator, okay? Medium of communication, okay? Women be asking for, various things, but if it's not to aid one of these men of the Lord, he's not listening to you. That's just plain. If it ain't for one of us, he ain't worried about it. He's worried about his men. That's it. And then you also have the men of the honorable multitude, of course. There will be men in there too. But you want to make sure, that you conduct yourselves a certain way in the truth. Especially women that have men of the Lord. There's a certain way you got to go about things. Anything you do, you need to make sure that it is, you're applying Yahawashi when you're doing that stuff. But let's hear what Apostle Rawchaa said, and then we're going to go into a few precepts and go into something else.
First of all, you sisters, if you got a husband, you really shouldn't even be watching this video right now. You sisters that believe, I told y'all that. I understand you sisters get enthralled, but that's if you got a husband in this truth, you ain't supposed to be watching my videos, man, or any of our videos. Watch your husband's videos.
Absolutely. They're with you every day. You got a question, you go ask him.
Yeah.
He should know. If he known, especially if he known in the gates, he should know.
Well, I got what did the Apostle Paul said? But if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home. That's the order. So you sisters, y'all got to stay in order now. We ain't dealing with that one West shit. Well, my husband, but he don't know the scriptures as good as the elders and the apostles. Well, you know what, then, sister, you better just work with him.
Yeah, faith. Look, she better have faith.
That's it.
That's it.
That's because what he knows is just enough for what you need.
See, you hear what Apostle Ramlov said? He said what he knows is just enough for what you need. Okay? Because he's your mediator. He's going to have something specific that you need to reconcile with the Most High. Because basically, we're going to get into it. Each one of these men serving the Lord, you know, me just speaking as a man, all these men in GMS, you know, each one of these men, you know, there is a very high possibility, you know, that all these men in GMS, you know, you might have some that switch up or whatever they say. But as of now, I believe everybody that's in this thing, you know what I'm saying, that's GMS brothers that's sincere, you know, we have a portion of Yahawashi in us. So that's why you have to come through us as the mediator. So, you know, you have particular women, you trying to basically, you know, when you're watching a whole bunch of different, you know, men, you know, you're seeing different portions of Yahawashi. But, you know, I don't feel like a lot of women see it on a deeper level than you know, what's really happening. Like, you're basically looking at a portion of Yahawashi because he gave, you know, a piece of his kingdom to these men. So, you know, if you really love Yahawashi, you know, there's going to be one of these men that you're drawn to and you're going to serve him. And like we said, it ain't going to be nothing easy, but this is what they're saying. So I want to make a couple points what they're about, what the apostles are about to say after this.
Yeah. What more do y'all need to know? Y'all don't need to know the breakdown to Daniel's 9th chapter.
Right. Come on, man.
Y'all don't need to know the breakdown of Revelation's the 12th chapter. Ezekiel at the 7th chapter.
Right.
That ain't for y'all to know. Y'all ain't gonna be teaching and prophesying.
Read about the daughters of Sarah. BU as the daughters of Sarah and how she was submissive to Abraham and move forward with that.
Yeah, man. What the fuck?
You know what I'm saying?
What y'all need to know, which is what the Spirit had me. Proverbs 31. Master that scripture.
Right. That's right.
Master that. That's all y'all need to know. The other basics y'all know. Y'all know y'all Israelites. You know the name of the Yahawah and Yahawashi, right? You know who the 12 tribes are. You know the order. Y'all just need to know the order of a woman in this truth.
That's it. Master that. That's it.
The scripture says, submit yourselves unto your own husbands. We ain't y'all husbands. Some of us, we got women of our own. Our wife, you know what I mean? Y'all sisters, if you got a husband that's in the truth, you shouldn't be watching no other man's videos. I don't give a shit, man. I got to say what I got to say. You understand what I mean?
And that's why, like the other week, this is why I'll be saying, okay, you might be somebody, you know, let's say you don't have a man in the Lord, okay? But that doesn't mean you can just go around and just be saying shalom on everybody's comment board. You need to be silent and be listening to see where you're needed. Like this is a job, okay, for the Most High. This is business, okay? And if you're you're looking at one of these men and you're talking about you want a man in the Lord, but you don't look at him as a portion of Yahawashi, then you're in this for the wrong reasons. That's what we're saying. You're not in this for the right reasons.
And you know, now if some of you women, you know, there's all kind of women are coming along. The Lord gonna send. We got certain women who believe in us, and you know, they be watching the videos. If they don't have husbands, that's a different story.
See, it's a different story, but that doesn't mean that you just sit around for 10 years watching GMS and you acting like you just this woman ready to serve you Yahawashi and you never come and serve one of us, because that's the only way you're going to be able to serve him is through one of us. Okay, so there is a time period for you to get right, and we're going to prove it. It's not going to say exact time, but you don't want to make no Tarian to do what, you know, you're vowing to do to the Most High. If you're saying you're ready to serve, if you're wanting to serve Yahawashi, I'm not saying just go hastily pick somebody, but we're saying be sincere and be prepared to serve one of these men. That's what we're saying.
If you're a sister that believes but you don't have a husband, you can watch the videos because you ain't got a husband. Maybe the Spirit of the Lord might have mercy on you and hook you up with a brother in the truth.
Right. You gotta be patient in your walk. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
I just sit there dumb-minded.
See, because a lot of women, that are coming into this, you ain't coming in just, with a just, your mind is still worldly when you first come in. You still have like things in the world in your mind. So of course you got to go around and you got to listen to certain particular things for you to, receive, more faith and that we do know what we're talking about, And then once you do that, and you realize your purpose, is to get one of these men, you want to make sure that you're not just trying to, a lot of women want to get with a man just for status. You don't want to look at it like this, because Yahawashi, it said he was hated among men. He wasn't somebody who was favored. Okay. So if you coming in this thing and you want you just right out the back, you looking at all the prominent men of Israel and you in this for the wrong thing, man. Because Yahawashi even said with the body, the body parts that seem as not needed get more attention. So just because you see somebody who doesn't look like they're just developed Christian, or Hamashiachim, which means an anointed one, an Israelite, because that's what a Christian is. It's an Israelite that believes in Yahawashi. So you want to give one of these men. You want them to be already together. That's not what you're here for. You're here to build the tabernacle. You're here to build, help build your man up. That's what you're supposed to be doing. And you're supposed to be finding someone so you can mediate yourself back to the Most High. Most of the prominent men of Israel, they don't need no woman. They already usually got one or two or three or whatever. So for you new women coming in, just keep your mind in a spiritual mindset to know that it's not always what you see. It's about your intentions, man. And if you're just trying to get in this to get protected and not do no service for Yahawashi, because we want to be protected, but this is also about a service. Okay. You got to know that that's what you're getting into. Okay, we're gonna go into some scriptures on it, but we'll let the apostles and the elders finish this up.
Not thinking spiritually. It's your job to trust in the Lord too, like the ancient women that trusted in the Lord and that saw Yahawashi and cried and they were sincere. Okay, those women are back.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah,
so that's just really that. The Spirit had us. This is a spiritual thing. The Spirit had us throw that in there because I think that's something that needed to be said.
The elect lady.
The elect lady, but the Spirit gave it to me.
Yeah.
So I wasn't gonna mention nothing about women. I just, saluting everybody out, and the Spirit of the Lord just got on my tongue to speak on that. Something that needed to be heard because Jake is hard-headed, man.
It could be just as well.
See? So that's pretty plain. That's why in particular women who came on my comment board and tried to say something or whatever, Shalom, I'll be real specific. If you ain't looking to serve me and do this, then you wasting your time. I'm not saying you ain't wasting your time watching, but it's better to just be quiet. It's just better to be quiet and just learn until you're ready to take it to the next level and do what the Lord told you to do. Because he ain't just waking y'all up just so you can have the damn truth. Like he said, y'all don't even need to know none of that. So what are you here for? What are you getting woke up for and to believe in this? You're supposed to be serving one of us early. Okay, before all the other women start coming in and fighting over us. He chose you to get on your shit before them. But don't think for any second he's just gonna give you a whole lot of time. He'll take that spirit from you and give it to somebody else. You won't play it fuck around. because this is not something you want to be putting off day to day. And that's any of us. So this is the kind of stuff that's happening to women, okay, right here. Okay. This is the kind of stuff that's happening to women who think that we're still in like a society where, you know, stuff like this can't happen to you. Okay. Let's listen to some of this. This is from GMS and the Truth Orlando.
Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the whole flock of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Got to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. The Most High, the Heavenly Father, his Hebrew name is Yahawah. Not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah, not Abba, not Yahuwah, not Hashem, not Yahweh, Haveh, Vaveh. It's Yahawah. And his only begotten son name in the Hebrew is Yahawashi. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua, not Yahusha, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos. It's Yahawashi. So got to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Rikah Qadash. Double honors to the apostles, elder bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well. Who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether accepted or not. And the sincere salutation to all that can believe in this truth and pushing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world shed light to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the Atham who are listening learning. If you sisters will listen learning. I'm Isaiah from GMS Orlando, Camp Prophet of Doom, coming at you another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification. Another day of edification, Lord, always be edifying. And this is going to be a early morning quick hit. So I saw this article and I thought about the women out there, the Israelite women, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, West Indian, Haitian women that will not be of the elect. This will happen to you for the most part, for most of you out there. And as Elder Malcolm always make the point that our women in general, women period, but our women, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, West Indian, Haitian women, love riding the cart carousel. So, since you do love committing adultery, love hopping from rod to rod, this will happen to you. Now, this happened in Germany. This happened in Germany. And I don't know if this was an Israelite or a heathen, but it doesn't matter. I'm taking this message, this warning, to edify you women out there, Lord willing. If you are a woman of Israel, if you are a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, West Indian, or Haitian woman, and you are not of the elect, this is going to happen to you.
No, we understand, you know, that when he says that, you know, we're talking about the 12 tribes of Israel, and now we have other nations, they look just like us, or they look just like the other nations, but they're us because they come from the seed line of our fathers, you know, from these tribes. If you come from one of these tribes, then you are Israelite. If your dad is a Judite, which is so-called Negro, and he sleep with a so-called white woman, the baby is an Israelite. So we have other nations, the other Israelites that look like other nations too, as well, you know, but they are from, you know, our heritage, from our people, from our bloodline. Okay. So them as well are subject to this. Okay. Because the Lord has a quarrel with Israel, man, wicked Israelites. Okay. He has a quarrel with the rest of the nations, but he especially has a problem, you know, with wicked Israelites.
And we don't know who the elect is, but what we do know is this will not happen to a woman that's serving Yahawah by Shemawashah. So it's a young gang rape victim leaps from balcony, tried to flee attackers, leaving her with traumatic brain injuries. A young woman has been left with traumatic brain injuries after leaping off a balcony while allegedly trying to escape being gang raped, report says. So I was going to title the lesson, "You will not escape gang rape in Jacob's trouble."
And you won't. And this happened at this lady's house. She was just at the house. They knocked on the door. She opened the door and they kicked her in the door when she opened it. And they chased her up the stairs. She tried to run and jumped out the window, man. Now she got brain damage, man. This is the kind of stuff the Lord will authorize to happen to you if you play around in this truth, man. That's the kind of stuff that's coming for a lot of you women out there who's taking this as a game. You don't want to take this as a game. You know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't like a normal relationship that you would have in the world. Okay. This is, so, we're talking about the first, the first fruits, in a mortal kingdom, man. This ain't something that you just gonna just get chosen to do. So if the Lord's waking you up or calling you, because it said many will be called and few were chosen. So just because you got called into this truth don't mean that you're gonna stay. So you got to make sure that, you don't tarry, which means don't take your time when you get into this thing, man. Don't take too much time, because there is a such thing as too late. The Lord will take a spirit off you if you just don't use what it's for. The spirit of the Lord is for servitude, service. That's what it's supposed to be. Okay? That's what it is right now. We're supposed to be servants. Okay, it said, my servants, the prophets. So if you're going to be a wife of a servant, that's a servant of the prophets, you're going to be a servant too. Like, you don't get to just come in here and you don't do shit. Like, that's not how this works. Okay? With that is how you're going to be able to mediate back with the Most High. Okay? That's why I keep it serious, just on my page just saying to myself as a man about when it comes to women, just on my page saying shalom. I don't want you for any second you come around my page to think that you're serving the Most High just saying shalom all damn year. That's not helping. That's not helping nobody. That, and we don't need flattery. Like, we need women to come help us. It said and we really don't need it. There's brothers who do it without it. But what we're saying is that it said it's not good for a man to be alone. So what we would like is if you would help. But really, in all honesty, we could just get heathen women and bring everybody back into the kingdom. We don't just, So the reason why you're getting spared, okay, is literal mercy. It's just mercy, man. So you don't want to come in this thing thinking like you're just needed. And that's how we feel too. We're just here to serve because it's our reasonable service. But if you just saying shalom for 12 years on a damn comment board to everybody, then you're not doing what the Lord woke you up to do. And it's just gonna end up being something that happens to you. So we're warning you before that kind of stuff happens. This is Sirach chapter 5, verse 7, book of Ecclesiasticus. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, right? What does that mean for women? You got to come to one of us. We're basically your lords. One of us is your Lord, your mediator to Yahawashi. So make no tarrying to do that. Put not off from day to day. You want to wait 12 years talking about you not sure? Hey, you better figure out something. You women that's been out there saying shalom on everybody's comment board, and y'all ass ain't really got no intentions to get no man of the Lord. Okay? Because a lot of us, we're so wrapped up in the truth, and we used to being rejected by women. So a lot, the majority of us, so a lot of us ain't going to say nothing to you. You might have to put yourself out there if you really want to talk to a brother. And so it said about Yahawashi, it says seek him. why he may be found. It's a whole bunch of brothers out here right now. So, you know, you can decide for yourself, but it's just spiritual advice. You know, figure it. It ain't too much y'all need to figure out what you're supposed to do. Okay. And if you play around with it, the Lord's going to put a spirit on somebody else. And when the time comes, you're going to get left behind. So it says, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. Okay. And we're gonna make a point. We're gonna watch this video. Let me go to YouTube. I'm gonna go to this little video and point it out. It's a lot, especially a lot of these women who have made money off of like really like no skills, like, you know, just, you know, off their looks. You know, this isn't this kind of you know, this isn't this kind of relationship. Okay. Okay, you get together with a man of the Lord, it is to help him serve the tabernacle. It's not for y'all. This is a sacrifice. So you're gonna get put on the back burner sometimes. Sometimes you're gonna have to wait until your man's not busy. You know, he's trying to keep you from getting blown up. So that's not really a bad thing. So I want to go into this, just a little bit of it. I just want to make a point. Hold on.
And get to it. This is not a moral failing. This has nothing to do with.
Hold on. I got to pause it. It's going slow. Let me drag it over here. We're going to listen to this Eve. And the Lord is going to set you up. You're going to have a little security. And he going to slowly set you up. And you're going to be out here on your own. See, he going to let them wicked men do whatever you want. Whatever they want, man. You know, a lot of these women proud, man. I want to pull up one more precept before I do this. This is the only reason why that the Lord's having mercy, you know, on women as a whole. We're not saying just the Lord just hates women or nothing. You know, a lot of them are wicked, yeah. You know, damn near all of them are wicked. Okay. Pretty much all of them, but there are sincere women who have repented and they ain't doing wicked shit no more. You know, some women just committed spiritual adultery and was serving another god. Some women was sleeping around with a lot of men, but that don't mean that you just threw. You know, it's once you come in the truth and you truly repent and you try to get yourself right. You know, but hey, like we said, even if you do try to go, you know, holler at a man and he turn you down, you got to pray to the Lord and, you know, ask him to, you know, lead you to the right man. Because just because you come to us don't mean you're going to be accepted. It's about who can you aid. This is about you being an aid. Okay? Not us, you know, just saving your ass. You're supposed to be helping us. It's 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing. See, our job is not to make your life easier. Okay? Your job and our job is to endure our suffering with Yahawashi. Okay? And whatever your husband's going through, you're going to go through it with him. And if you ain't ready to go through no suffering, then, you know, you're just a worldly woman. We didn't come here for a comfortable road. Okay? It's the straight gate. And that's for everybody who wants to be the elect. Okay? You're not going to get an easy road. And if you want an easy road, this isn't for you. If they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety, what do you say? Our body is a living sacrifice. You've been on Common Board for 10 years and shit, and you still a marriageable age, and you ain't even doing nothing for no brother. You ain't giving brother no back massage. You ain't throwing a brother no box, none of that, cooking a brother something. then you not no woman of the Lord. That's what we saying. Because woman of the Lord, she don't do all that tarrying. Okay? If she got something going on, she get herself ready, whatever time it takes, and after that, she making a move. She going after one of these brothers, and usually it's a brother that's not really got everything together. Okay? That's what a real sincere woman would do. You can go try to get with a man that's got stuff together, cool. But hey, you know, in my mindset, thinking about it, you know, if you really care about Yahawashi, you gonna help out, you know, who he tells you to. You ain't gonna be on some old way. He gotta have a car. He gotta have. That's a real way to think about it. You know, you got to see where you need it, just like us. Because like for me as a young brother, I was saying it yesterday. Apostles and them already got all the breakdowns. What other reason would I be here if it's not to help, you know, bring something to the table, man? You know, because they already got the doctrine. So you got to make yourself useful. That's why I said you'll see my faith by my works. You guys work to do. Okay. And the spirit is connected to the flesh, man. That's why I said the flesh is dead without the spirit. So everything you're doing in this body, it correlates with your spirit, man. So serving this tabernacle is part of the sacrifice, and it's more than just watching videos. Okay, that's you equating enough faith and knowledge to do what you were told to do. But like we said, we like GMS. We ain't forcing you to do nothing. We ain't saying, oh, you better go do it. It's just a warning. You know, don't tarry too long. You know, figure out what you're supposed to be, what you're woken up for, what portion of your Yahawashi you're supposed to serve, because that's what you're doing when you serve a man of the Lord. You're serving a portion of your Yahawashi. If they continue in faith and charity is and holiness with sobriety, right? So we're gonna go over here and watch this real quick. We're gonna watch this little video real quick. I got this from Apostle the Heart earlier. That's what I was really waiting for if I did this video, you know, because I knew the apostles was going to be pointing out some stuff like this. And I don't know how, but I just was like, man, let me wait because I know they finna say something that's going to help this video. But this is one of the apostles. This is some dude, Destro Reborn. But Apostle Heart, you know, basically pointed this out. So let's watch it. And always fair use, fair use, fair use. We ain't, it's not for monetary gain. Okay, so Israel don't get blown up.
Make men shut the fuck up again. Okay?
Make men shut the fuck up again. Okay?
Okay.
Round one, fight!
I've been modeling. Like, modeling pays. Sometimes it pays a lot. Sometimes it pays little. And so, like, I have income from these side gigs. My uncle's like, those side gigs ain't gonna pay.
Those side gigs ain't gonna pay.
So you hear that? She says she got these side gigs, right? Well, basically anything you doing in life without serving the man of the Lord, that's like your side gig. It don't got to necessarily be like this bad. But in that time, in that day in Jacob's trouble, if you ain't got a man of the Lord, you're going to be worth nothing. Nothing. Okay? In this world, to most of our women, it's a side gig to serve a man of the Lord. And you better not treat it like that, because you're going to be one of these women who end up jumping out of her apartment and busting her head open trying to get away from some wicked men. That is something that can happen to you.
Pay the rent! And I'm like, once I get to a place where it's consistent, it most definitely will be paying the rent.
I don't need no man.
I don't need no man.
But again, a word they don't understand. Maybe I am a little selfish bitch. I'll be a little selfish bitch. A soft a bitch. And go get you. Like, money is coming in always, constantly. Pay the rent! And I'm like,
once I get to a place where it's consistent, it most definitely will be paying the rent.
Got him! A few moments later.
Day 11 of living in my car.
On this episode of American Greed, from penthouse fantasies to backseat realities. They were.
He's so funny. All right, we're done with that. We ain't got to go that far. Basically, you see it. You got these women out here with all these side gigs. You're going to end up in your fucking car. That's what we saying. You're going to end up in your damn car. You keep doing everything else but serving the man of the Lord. All these damn side gigs. You keep doing that shit, you're going to end up in the car. And helpless. Isaiah chapter 4. Verse 1. It says a remnant prepared. This is how it's going to be prepared. And it's going to be when things is just all hell breaks loose. So the fact that you are women that just woke up in this truth and you get it and you sincere and you claim you sincere, that means that you're getting a chance to jump on this before everybody else. This is, you get the chance to drop your side gigs and do your purpose before all these other women do. And a lot of women look at that as a burden, And if you do that, okay, you're going to be wishing that you was just a side piece for one of the men of the Lord. And you might not even get that because it's not going to be the man who you looking at to make the decision. It's going to be Yahawashi because it's going to be a portion of him. And Yahawashi is real picky about his women. Like, he don't just pick any women. Like, and there's a lot more y'all than us. So you really going to have to be, somewhat unique, man, to be able to even get a man of the Lord, before then. You're going to have to be, you can't just be no ordinary woman, And that's why the apostles were talking about master certain things. So this is Isaiah 4, verse 1. In that day, 7 women, which means completion, shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach, right? Which is shame. That woman she's shameful, okay? But, she thinks she's done no wickedness. So she's like saying, like, I'm living in my car because she's hoping some man will come save her. But nah, day 10 in that motherfucker. Ain't nobody coming to get you. You in there with that dirty ass dog. Ain't nobody want your ass, man. Isaiah 4:1. In that day, so few men will be left that 7 women for fight for each man. This is in the NLT, just to show you something about marriage. 7 women shall fight for each man, saying, let us all marry you. We will provide our own food and clothing. Only let us take your name so we won't be mocked as old maids. See, so if you don't have a man of the Lord, it don't matter if you look like this girl and you pretty and all that. No, you're gonna be looked at as an old maid. Like, well, I don't need that shit. That's what we saying. This is Luke 12, verse 47. Go to the King James Version. Right? Because everybody in here is a servant. Ain't nobody just living off nobody. Everybody's working. Okay? Whether it's you got a job or maybe you doing something, whatever it is, you're working towards something. Okay? To help bring basically meat in the Lord's house, as it says in Malachi. You're bringing provisions, and they ain't talking about no spiritual meat. It's talking about real ass resources as well. You ain't just sitting around just fucking, you some damn princess already. No, you're serving like one of us. Getting your ass to work. in some way. Luke chapter 12, verse 47, and that servant which knew the Lord's will and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. Right? So that's how it is for us. That's Yahawashi speaking. So how much for the women? You not preparing yourself, spiritually, really actually preparing yourself to get your ass off the common board and do something with yourself, then you are going to get beaten with many stripes because you know what you're supposed to do. Now, for the women who don't know, what's going to happen to them? Let's see what happens to the men. But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. So let's say you don't do what you're supposed to do, and you didn't know, you still gonna get beat. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required. Right? So you've been given the knowledge how not to get blown up. That's really all you need to know. And that is serving one of these men. And if you take that knowledge and you just be like, yeah, whatever, and you just play around with it, not saying you just saying that literally, it's talking about your actions. Yeah, whatever, I'll get one whenever it's for me. When it's perfect for me, then I'll do it. You thinking like that, you will get destroyed. So for whomsoever much is given shall be he much of him shall be much required, and to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more. See, that's how it goes. The more you do and the more you prepare yourself, the more it's going to be required of you because you know what to do. The Lord already said the harvest is plenty, but it said the harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. So how are we getting all the damn work done? Mainly through the unicorn, this internet, but how are we getting all the other stuff done? We help each other. That's what the brotherhood does. We look out for each other, and a lot of our women they're not ready to do that. Okay. A lot of women aren't ready to just get 2, 3, 4 women with one man and work their ass off. And we all come with this shit and get this shit going. So we don't die out here. Because it's coming to a time where a lot of y'all keep trying to stick on y'all side gig. And you don't want no man the Lord and you don't want to pair up. A lot of y'all going to be in y'all damn car, man. We're telling you. Because he said my servant's going to eat. So I don't know what y'all going to do, but we going to eat. I don't give a fuck what y'all think we look like or look at what we got right now. We going to fucking eat, man. Because we're the ones who's the mediators. He's going to make sure we eating. We the only way the fuck out of here. Okay, if we are those men. This 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 8, for the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. See? So when you got this kind of situation going on, where you got these women out here trying to teach the word, that's not even your purpose. That's not even your purpose. Your purpose is to be there for one of us. That's your purpose. But all these women, they got these side gigs. You want to be a damn model. You want to start your career and do all that. Hey, we ain't saying ain't nothing wrong. Just completely wrong with you taking care of yourself and having a career. But if you put that over serving the man of the Lord and you don't make sure you're doing that overall, you're going to be in the back of your motherfucking car real soon. And another thing, this is definitely not what it's going to be, because I'll tell you this, we don't put up with subordination, okay? Because we know, it's just like women these days. You just say one wrong thing to your girl or whatever, or you do one thing, they be ready to leave you or cheat on you or do whatever if you don't fit their narrative. Well, that's how we are now. You don't fit our narrative and you just make it super hard on us. Oh, you gone. Because we know what's about to happen in this place. We're going to read that one in a second. We're going to watch this real quick. You know what? Let's go ahead and read it. Sirach 36:24. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillow of rest. See, a help. Okay? And I'm telling you right here, this right here, Hey, we're not putting up with this shit right here. This shit is not helping us right here. Okay? Women like this, okay? This is not going to help. Okay? And if you are like this, you got a better off chance dating SpongeBob's ass than one of us. Because we're not putting up with this shit.
Hey, I'm not gonna sit up here and argue with you. And you need to fix the air conditioner.
I got a better idea. Why don't I call someone whose job it is to fix it? You know why? Because when I need a job done, I get someone with a job to do that job.
Why don't you tell Mr. Krabs to give you a raise and maybe I wouldn't need a job?
We're going to pull you out the house. We're going to throw you out the house with the whole bed. We're trying to tell you. We're not going through that over here. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We ain't doing all that arguing. We'll just be like, all right, bye. At least me. You might, get blessed and you got a man who's a little bit more, patient in that sense. But I'm not taking none of that shit. You make it hard like that, yeah, your ass gone. Okay? You ain't doing all that over here. Like I said, it said y'all take care of your own stuff. But that's us too. And that don't mean that we don't look out for our wives. No, that ain't got nothing to do with it. We just saying that if we're not seeing no effort, no sincerity, we just get rid of you. Just be like, bye. We ain't expecting you to be perfect. And that's what a lot of women think, like, a man of the Lord, like we just expect some perfect woman. No, that ain't it. Hey, we just real serious about having our house in order because the Lord said that. He said, get your house in order. So if we take one of y'all and y'all not in order, that means that our house isn't in order and the Lord's going to have a problem with us. So that means you got to go. It's deeper than just us not working out, man. We fear the Most High. We want to make sure whoever the fuck saying with us is acting right in this motherfucker. Matthew 21, verse 28. But what think ye? A certain man had 2 sons, right? He came to the first and said, son, go today and work in my vineyard, right? You had a lot of people who, they came in the truth. This is basically what it's talking about. That first son, he came in the truth. The Lord's telling them what to do, right? You can say the same thing with you women out there. Some of y'all done came into the truth. All these other women, they don't know what this is. So he said, go in there and do what I'll tell you to do. Right? Back to the way it's supposed to be, it's actually taught. But like I said, we can compare this to anybody who's trying to be the elect. He answered and said, I will not. But afterward, he repented and went. Okay? So the first one, you probably have a lot of people like, nah, I ain't ready to do this, man. I ain't ready to serve the Lord all the way and whatnot, that man. And then he goes, well, damn, like the Lord put him through some stuff. He said, man, he repented. He said, nah, I wasn't the right mindset, man. And then he went and he came to the second and said, likewise. And he answered and said, I go, sir, and went not. And that's how it is even with a lot of brothers, a lot of, so-called men that came into the truth that were called, they came as soon as they came into the truth. They was like, yeah, I'm going to go do it. I'm going to do everything you tell me to do. And then end up not doing it. Then you had the vice versa, and that's also, with, like I said, that can be compared really to anybody, in this sense, for the lesson's sake. This is for you women out there who they came in the truth and you supposed to serve one of these men. You was like, yeah, I'll do it. And you ain't never go do it. Whether of them twain did the will of his father, they say unto him first, Yahawashi saith him the first. Yahawashi saith unto him, verily I say unto you, that the publicans and the harlots go into the kingdom of the Most High before you. See, he mentioned the harlots because, basically all of us were considered harlots, man. We committed a spiritual adultery against the Lord. So when it talks about the bride of Yahawashi, us as the men, we had to go to a mediator to reconcile back with the Heavenly Father. As y'all committing the spiritual adultery and being out here, you have to go back to your mediator to get back to Yahawashi, which is us. That's why it said the harlots too. So these were these were particular women that, you know, when the Lord said to do something, maybe they didn't the first time. It was like, man, no, I don't want to go serve no man the Lord. They was out here doing their side gigs and shit and all that. And then it just, something happened to where the Lord compelled them to where they was like, nah, this ain't the right way. And then they went and served the man of the Lord, you know? And it could have been you just because you didn't know. But it still said if you don't know, you get beaten with fewer stripes. So it's a blessing that the Lord is letting you know, you know? And he will take it away from you if you think that it's just like a, you know, he just did it off of privilege. Like, no, it's he called a lot of us into his truth, but only few of us is going to actually, you know, do the oath. So it said go into the kingdom of heaven before you. And basically that's it on that part. We're going to go here. We're almost done. Isaiah. And that's why, you know, I be saying, like, there ain't no reason for you to be saying shalom on the comment board to any man until, even if you single, like, you need to do it. You need to show yourself known when it's, because you're supposed to be hidden right now. You see what they doing to women out here. You don't want to be everybody knowing you a hopeful elect woman and shit. It just said that Esau is going to come down with great wrath on us. Like, you're supposed to be staying hidden. You know? Isaiah 26, verse 9. I want to go to verse 9. Actually, it's 9. It said, Isaiah 26, verse 9, with my soul I have desired thee in the night, right? Yea, with my spirit within me, I will seek thee early, right? So that's what we've been doing our whole lives. We've been trying to find the Most High. And because we know that if you don't find them early, shoot, you're going, hey, like we were talking about at camp yesterday, your great reset is going to be them damn missiles. You ain't going to get out of this thing and get to do your great, be a part of the great awakening and actually be reset and know what righteousness is. So it says, for when thy judgments are in the earth, the inhabitants of the world will learn righteousness. See? That's what we're saying. That's when they gonna learn. Whenever they done did all these damn side gigs and then played around, now your ass is out there. And once you out there, at this point, hey, you don't want to be fucking up in this late in the game, man. It's damn fourth quarter right now. I got like in the last 4 days, you know, all this stuff that's happening in the earth, man. And it's going down, man. Every day something's happening. So, you know, Lord willing, I can go into that later. Anyways, James chapter 2, verse 26. For as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also. So with us, you know, we wasn't sure if we was the elect. We hope we are the elect, but what are we doing? We're doing everything that Yahawashi commanded us to do. You know, so that's even with you women out there, and also, you know, being an example to you know, your children, if you have children, you know, whatever. You know, this is applies to some type of physical servitude work. Okay, you think that you just gonna be just, oh, I'm just a spiritual believer in Yahawashi. You're not balanced. This is and that's why I said some of the harlots is gonna get in too, because these harlots, they used to just pleasing the man and taking care of these rich men that don't even give a fuck about them and throw them on the box all the time. Once they realize that, damn, I was chasing the wrong dude, and they get right and come fuck up over here with one of us or whatever and shit, they gonna treat it like it's they ain't gonna treat it like it's like a relationship in the world. They gonna treat it like, hey, this is life or death. Okay, they gonna serve to you know what I'm saying? Please Yahawashi and mediate back with them, because some of our women is gonna come back and do that. You know, and some of them not gonna even look like us. Some of them gonna look like Edomites and shit, but they gonna be us. This is John, because this is gonna resonate with them. John chapter 20, verse 26. And it's coming, man. Like we said, these damn women. These damn women out here, and these pretty women, they be seeing them out there in Hollywood sleeping on cardboard boxes and shit. And you know, some of them out there doing mischievous shit, trying to set up men to take them home and try to take care of them. Shit, simp ass Jake. But man, some of them really ain't doing good. So this is John chapter 20, verse 26. And after 8 days, again, his disciples were within and Thomas with them. Then came Yahawashi, the doors being shut. He stood in the midst and said, peace be unto you. This ain't the point, because, you know, Thomas, basically, we'll go to it. Verse 27, we'll read it. Then saith he to Thomas, reach hither thy finger and behold my hands, and reach hither thy hand and thrust it into my side, and be not faithless, but believing. Right? Because, you know, this is when he just basically rose back from the dead, and he told Mary Magdalene to go tell the apostles, you know, basically that I'm back. And at first they didn't believe him. Okay. And you know, that really pissed Yahawashi off. Verse 28, and Thomas answered and said unto him, my Lord and my power, right? Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Verse 29, Yahawashi saith unto him, Thomas, because thou hast seen me, thou hast believed. Blessed are they that have not seen and have yet believed. So just because you don't see Yahawashi right now, you don't see us with our crowns on and whatnot, and we just got everything together. If you believe that one of these men, the Lord is calling you to one of these men, and you feel that spirit on you, don't take too much time. Like, get yourself ready, and know that you ain't gonna be perfect either. Ask the Lord to guide you, and faith. Okay, you can't be talking about I'm a lovely daughter of Yahawashi. You ain't got no damn faith. That means that you was literally out here just to basically be the first immortal women on the planet forever. That's what you're getting woke up for. You got to see it like that. You think it's just like you just serving some man, like you ain't getting nothing out of it. Like, nah, man. You ain't gonna never work again in your life. And we ain't gonna be arguing like Eve and SpongeBob. You see, Eve was so lonely, she out there arguing with SpongeBob, man. She playing around. Don't nobody really want that girl anyway. She look crazy. So it says, that's the point. Yep. That's the point. We got about 4 more precepts and then we out of here. Let me go over here. Sirach 26 verse 22. And it reads, a harlot shall be accounted as spittle, but a married woman is a tower against death to her husband. That is your job. A tower against death. You're not just coming in so your ass gets saved and shit, and this ain't Mario and Peach story where you just in the castle like, help me, and you get saved. No. You helping being a tower against death to us too. Okay? That's what we're saying. We're going to go to Proverbs 11:23. We almost done. You got this one and one more. So it says, Proverbs 11:23, the desire of the righteous is only good, but the expectation of the wicked is wrath. Right? Verse 24, there is that scattereth and yet increaseth, and there is that withholdeth more than is meet, but it tendeth to poverty. Of course, really the point is going in, if your intentions are pure, in verse 23, your intentions is pure in 23, and you desire, a righteous kingdom, you know, and you really actually, you know, put yourself in a position where, you know, it said, he that loseth his life shall gain it. He that gaineth, he that try to save his life shall lose it. You know, and you know, like we said, we ain't just trying to say just dive into something, but know that, you know, there is a time limit. You want to make sure that you don't just, you know, get the spirit on you and then you just wait around to use it. He's giving you the spirit to be an aid. And if you take too long, like we said, the Lord's going to take the spirit off you. You're going to be back out here in the world. Matthew 16:25. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. And how are you going to lose your life? Which is what? You take it. And I'm not saying don't have no job, but a side, what I'm saying mean by side gig is like that's your plan A. Your plan A is your side gig. You know what I'm saying? For most women, you want your plan A to be serving one of these men, even if it don't start out all good. You know? And maybe he don't know just all the breakdowns and stuff. You don't need to know that stuff. All you need to do is protect him from death, because without him, you're not getting the fuck out of here. You know? That's supposed to be your main focus. So that's why the apostles are saying stuff like that. And that's why we be saying stuff like that. And, you know, we try to usually mention it around, you know, some point in the year, because there's always new women coming in. So I'm doing me a little lesson. That's really longer than it should have been. But we just love teaching. So there it is. So, hey, either you going to date us, be one of us, marry one of us, and only be into one of us, or you going to have to date SpongeBob. So Shalom to elect Israel, hopefully elect Israel, Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, foreign Israelites, elected the nations, scattered across the four corners of the earth, when they give all praise to Barak, was shy. Double honor to elders and apostles of great millstone, let us all to the truth. Peace and blessings to the elect. Wa Abba Abba, Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.